welcome back to my Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes Primer series. It is time to talk about a giant chunk of this game, wonderful ships. Bam! Alright, so let's start with the basics. What different types of ships there are? Well, let's hit the little tab on the left there. So, you've got the entire fleet here, and as you can see, there's not that many as far as ships are concerned. There's not that many ships. Each individual ship, as you can see in the top right corner of their icon, includes their crew. I just call them pilots. So it's got, as you can see, sometimes just one pilot, and sometimes you'll see that they have two or more. Kylo Ren's ship has like 3 crew members, and so does Cassian's U-Wing. So they are segregated into light side and dark side as well, and the only reason for that is, I suppose, posterity, but also the fact that that in the challenges you can only use dark side ships sometimes, or you can only use light side ships. So there are actually 2 more important distinctions to make when looking at ships. There are ships that you use as your main battle crew as well as reinforcements, or at the very bottom you've got these 3 capital ships. So in fleet battles, it happens a little, it works a little differently as far as the leadership is concerned. In regular arena or squad battles, you have one character that's in the action that is the leader, and his leadership ability is used for the entire crew. Well, in this case, the capital ship can never be attacked. It's completely separate to your starting 5 ships. So you've got the home one with Admiral Ackbar. That's my favorite ship, and that's the one I use primarily. You've got down there Tarkin and the Executrix, which I swear they made up. And then the Mace Windu with Endurance. Home one is useful with Rebels primarily. Executrix is great with Empire ships, and the Endurance is a son of a bitch. That's very good with Clone and Jedi. So let's go into that a little bit and take a look. So you got the home one here, and as you can see, even if I was in the last menu, if I wanted to look at the pilot, you just hit his little icon and you can see how strong his gear is, his ability levels, that kind of thing. Now, as you can see, if I go back to the home one, there's a total power there at the top of 20,605. That number is calculated with what kind of mods you have on your admiral there, what gear level he is, where his ability levels are at. There's so many factors that determine how high the power is. But the power isn't truly what matters. What really matters are the stats. Now, just like in squad battles, speed is damn important. All this other stuff doesn't really get affected too much. Like for instance, you can't use mods to increase your critical damage to 210% and stuff like that. So you can't really customize the stats. You can just increase them in small increments until they can get maxed. And also, what's incredibly important to every single battle, of course, is leveling up this ship's abilities. The leadership ability is, as you can see, it's right up there by Admiral Ackbar himself. And it whenever an ally attacks out of turn, they have a 40% critical damage. It's pretty great. And gain protection up for 2 turns. These bonuses are doubled for Rebel allies. Now, unfortunately, there's not a lot of... At least there weren't a lot of Rebel allies at the beginning. There was only, like, Biggs and Wedge. It was like, that's it, you're done. But thankfully now there's like Biston's U-Wing and all that. So and that's all well and good. They're kind of hard to level right now. So Rebels aren't really the primary focus of a home one fleet. We'll go over that later, and we'll go into the abilities when we're in a fight. Now, as far as the regular ships are concerned, let's take a look at Slave One. He's one of my favorites, and I'm about to get him. As you can see, I'm at 93 of 100. I'm about to get him to 7-star. That's gonna be wonderful. But Now, if you look at the crew member, Boba Fett over there, next to him is not a leadership ability like the capital ships are. It's an actual like attack, or it might be a unique. But it's the only way you can level it up to max is, as you can see, you need to get his gear level up to 11, and he's 10 right now. So I could get 10% more damage if I got him leveled up. But his basic ability is really amazing. It has a 55% chance to damage a second and third time, and a 55% chance to target lock. That means you have a really damn great chance of getting a target lock with each attack. And then he has this giant seismic charge of destruction that gives you tons of damage on everybody, ignores their armor and protection, but it's on cooldown at the start. So he's a really cool ship. So cool ships aside, you know what capital ships are now, and you've got yourself. And let's check out challenges quick. Okay, so the way you get shards for ships is pretty much the exact same thing. You go to the shop, you go to even some battles in the squad, normal and hard battles, to get shards. Now, capital ships are a little different. Capital ships work off of an event system, where you get certain battles. Like you'll have battles one through I think, I wish I had them so I could see them, because once you complete them you can't see them anymore. But in the end, you beat increasingly tough rounds of enemies until you get to the end and you get them to 6, and you earn the shards you need to get them to 6-star. So capital ships are only leveled through the challenges, and boy, they make it tough. Tarkins, for instance, you can only use dark side ships, and there's not very many dark side ships. There's like a third as many dark side ships as there are light side ships, so that can be quite challenging. Other than that, the challenges are earning shipbuilding materials, or that's ship credits, the ship enhancement droids, which is the experience, and the ship ability materials. But the ability materials are very special, because in the ability materials you also earn Zeta materials. Zeta materials are used for squad members, so crew. And the Zeta materials are in high demand. You really want them, because you need like 20 to get a Zeta ability, typically 10 for leadership ones. So ships have become critical to having great arena teams, because you need those Zeta materials. So that aside, and we've talked about the store before, so let's get right down into it. Now, before I started, I noticed that we've got at rank 7, he's an instinct guy, and he's really tough. So let's fight this guy. Now, as you can see, this is a beautiful screen. So you've got your 5 members of your main team up there at the top. And below that, you have reinforcements. So you get a total of 8 people to brawl with, and a capital ship. So there's like all sorts of strategy that you can use in this. I employ a strategy of very simple tank and spank. So I've got my Biggs at the very top. He's a tank, and I utilize two other ways of getting his tanking ability up. Taunt. I have Boba Fett, or I could just put it on with Plo Koon. We'll go into that later, but let's just get into the fight, see what happens. Now, thankfully, recently they sped up these battles, so they take a lot less time. They needed to do that because like 8 minutes wasn't enough to win against certain teams, especially Mace Windu teams. But I beat this guy last night. I'm hoping I can beat him this time too. So I'll tell you about what I do in these battles to win. First of all, the first thing you have to do is you have to identify who you need to kill. And the First Order TIE Fighter is the one I need to kill. Now normally I would bolt from the blue to give him a wonderful buff. Oh, should I do it? No. Okay, I'm just gonna go with the perfect shot. Oh, and a crit! That's excellent. So they utilized all their little attacks to try to get me to be tanked, and as you can see, the taunt went up. But I got Ahsoka to take care of that. And my dog is making so much noise. You're not allowed to make all this noise. Oh, hush. Okay, now back to business. Alright, so Plo Koon, I can use him to speed us up. And this is very damn important because that'll get me ahead of the game. And this is where the fun, the magic begins. Now, as you can see, I've got Defiant Volley, which will call up the 2 buffed allies to assist. So I have exactly 2. Boom! And it's got medical frigates, and the main guy I wanted to kill is dead. Now the problem now is I need to get Biggs taunting, and the way I do that typically is Boba Fett's basic attack, like I talked about earlier. Oh, it didn't work! It didn't work! But I do have a backup. I have a backup plan, a plan B. My plan B is to use Plo Koon to get him to taunt. Let's get his buff up. Let's just do that. And I think I can kill Poe Dameron with that. Yes! Excellent. Okay, now now I got the chance to get his taunt up, but he's weak. Oof. They got turns. Let's see. Do I have a? It's gonna be rough. You know what? I think I just need to make Plo the target. So in these battles, you need to keep focusing on who's gonna be easy to kill and who you need to kill. Is the easier to kill better to go after or not? As you can see, Imperial TIE Fighter, he would be relatively easy to kill. Look at his health, it's low, but he has great evasion. And if he does evade, the capital ship will get turn meter and might get ahead of me. And I don't want him ahead of me. I want to keep faster. So I'm actually going to go after Ahsoka instead. Take your ass out. Oh, okay, heal, good. Oh, I can heal now. Who should get the heal? You know what? Let's put it on our tank. I gotta get that off the target lock. Target lock is one of the unique debuffs in this mode. It is very detrimental. Here, let me show you what it does. So enemy attacks gain bonus effects, and those bonus effects vary on the actual ability. You'll see at the very bottom of a reflexive shot that it'll grant another ally evasion up for 2 turns. There are other ones that are far better than that. I like this one a lot. The coordinated assault grants another random ally speed up. So he could get speed up and someone else. That's amazing. That's actually super great. There we go. So now his tank is dead. I haven't lost ship yet, so I'm keeping this shit together. This is great. Oh, damn. He is not doing great against me. This is wonderful. Oh, no. Okay, so there goes Plo. Poor little guy. Alright. Now, like I said before about... Oh, this is great. Okay, real quick. So check this out. Poe has his offense up. He has perfect shot up. And there's a target right there with no protection, and it gains an extra bonus because of that. It says, this attack cannot be evaded and always scores a critical hit against enemies without protection. Meaning this thing is gonna blow him out of the sky! Yep, that's how you do that. Okay, so let's take off his defense. There we go. Now, if you were facing a Mace team, you would never do that with Ahsoka. You would save her ability to take away their debuffs. So now I get to choose a reinforcement, as you can see. And I will choose... Let's get you. Let's get the Jedi Consular. And he has a wonderful assist attack, and I'll use it to boost the defenses of Ahsoka, to keep her alive a lot better. There we go, and... Ooh, see, he dodges so damn much. Alright, let's deal with that. Ugh. Oh, I didn't want to lose Biggs too, so I lost 2 ships, but in the end, it was a good victory. There you go. And see, that's the thing. That's what I love about the Home One crew, is that there's a lot of versatility here. There's a lot of utility. His basic attack will always call a random ally to assist. What that'll do is give you that protection up, and it'll give you some decent damage. This one is a heal. It'll take off that any debuffs and heal them a little bit of their protection and health. This is the AoE, so it hits everybody and also calls 2 buffed allies, which will also give them protection. And then this ability I didn't even get to use, Master Plan. It increases their turn meter, and then when they use an ability, they get all their cooldowns back and they get to do it again. It's so much fun. Maybe he'll dodge everything and... Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god, he is dodging everything. There we go, he's dead. And I win. Great. So that was one tough opponent down. So, now I talked about Arena basically before, where you're trying to get that rank 1, and you're trying to get it at payout. It's no different in Squad Arena. So, but what is really cool about when they came out with ships, and thus the Arena, is that they made the rewards a lot more similar as you get down in rank. And what I mean by that is, with crystals in the Arena, in the Squad Arena, they drastically drop off the amount you get when you go down from like rank 5, like 1 to 5. You lose like 250 crystals when you get to 5. So in this, it's just ship currency and the ship shop coins, little Fleet Arena coin tokens. So, and as you can see, like even if you're down to 10, you only lose like 400 of those tokens. And the ship currency, like that's like 88k. That's actually not a whole lot. You can get that pretty easily even in the Cantina. So you could just maintain like a top 50 slot and you're still getting great coins. Look at that. You're only 500 down from rank 1. So it's not that there's less of a drive to be number 1, but it is there's a lot less stress involved in getting number 1. You can get great rewards even if you're in the top 50. So it's not as stressful an arena as the Squad Arena, that's for sure. I'll tell you, I absolutely love ships. I'm in love with them. I think they're really cool. It was a great addition to the game, and it was a necessary addition to this game. And what's really cool, and what's always cool about this game, is the future. Is that, okay, we have our squads and our heroes and our characters going into raids. Does that mean that there's going to be a ship raid? Does that mean we're going to blow up the Death Star? Maybe. So that's what's cool. So that's what I'm excited about. I'm going to use these ships to destroy the Death Star and then maybe that'll be how you unlock Rebel Luke, Jedi Luke, a new Luke, a useful Luke. I mean, that's what everybody wants. So I think that's a good amount of talking for today about ships. Thank you very much for joining me. If you guys ever have any questions, or if you think I missed something, give me a comment about it. I'll be happy to respond. I'll respond to every single comment, every single one. So thank you very much for joining me. I'll talk to you guys later. And again, reach out to me if you want anything else. I got a couple more videos coming. So catch you later.